Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Ujwal Singh and this is Apex Programming series. So in this series you can find lots of videos related to the Apex programming. So you can refer this playlist and you can find videos related to the Apex programming. So in today's video we are going to see loops, and in loops specifically we will see what are for loops. So in last video we have discussed about do while and while loop, and in today's video we will discuss about for loops. So before the starting of the video, if you like my content, do hit the like button, share it with your friends and colleagues, and do not forget to subscribe my channel. Okay. So let's see what are loops. So in previous video, we have already covered these things, and we have also covered what are do loops, are do while loops, and are while loops. And we have seen this syntax and how we can write the code for these while and do while statements. Okay. So in today's video, we will cover for loops, and we will cover these different types of for loops in a details. So let's start. So we have like three types of for loops. If you can see this, this is a traditional one, which is like mostly available in all programming language. And we have also this one variable where we can use loops for each record or each data available in a sets or array or a list. And then we have also this type of a loop where we can specify the query SOQL, and we can loop on the result of this SO query statements. Okay, so let's start with this traditional one. Yeah. So this is quite similar to different, like in all programming languages, we have the for statement, then we have these set of conditions. Like first we need to initialize a variable, like here we are initializing two variables, so we can initialize one, or we can also initialize multiple variables here. So here we are initializing, let me use laser pointer. Yeah, so here we are initializing two variables, I equals to 0 and j equals to 0. Then we need to provide the exit conditions, like till when this loops needs to be executed. Okay, so it will start for a loop from I equals to 0 and j equals to 0, and it will run till I is less than 10. So till the I remains less than 10, till then this loop will keep on executing. And this here we will specify this last, here we will specify the increment statement. So here we are specifying, like for each loop, after each loop this value needs to be incremented by 1. So here we are specify I plus 1, that means I will be incremented by 1 for each loop. Okay, so in this way how this traditional piece like for loop works. So let's switch to our org and let's see how we can write the code for the same. So let's switch to developer console. I have this. Yeah. And we have seen how we can write the code of do while and while statement in our previous video. So let me remove this. And now we will use for statements. For statement. Okay. So let me write for. Then you have to specify the integer or variable, like you have to initialize the variable. So let me use integer, and I will use num equals to 0. Okay, then we need to provide the exit condition. So let me use n as less than 6, and again I will need to specify the increment condition, and here I will specify this num plus plus. Okay, so this loop will start from integer num variable num equals to 0, and it will execute till num is less than 6. So that means it will execute till num equals to 5. So it will execute 5 to 6 times. Okay. And we are keep on increasing this num by 1 each time. Okay. And here we will write the piece of code, whatever you want. So let me use this system dot debug, and let me write the same thing less than 6. Okay, so our code is done for this traditional statements, and let's see how it works. So I will use this run via anonymous windows, so you can open this from debug, or you can simply use Control E. So we are just initializing this class object because we have written our code in a constructor of this class. So let's execute it. And here you can see this. It's been executed for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's executed 5 times, and once the condition this a num became 6, that means this condition is not satisfied, then this block has been terminated, like execution of this black block is completed. Okay, so in this way you can write the traditional for statements. Okay, now let's see what we have next. S- So we have next for each statement, like for each loop, we can also say like for each of list or set iteration for the loop. Okay, so suppose we already have lists, sets, and maps in Apex, and if you want to loop through each records available in the list or a set, then we use this type of loop. Okay, so the syntax of this is for, then we have to specify what exactly a type of the list or set, and then we have a code of a block of a code. Okay, so now here you can see we are defining a list of strings, and we have 3 values here, and then for each value we are iterating here. Okay, so we are iterating over here, and just we are writing the fruit name which are available on the present record. Okay, so let's see how we can write the code for the same. For each loop, so for first let me initialize a list of string. Okay, then list data equals to, here I will use new, and I will simply initialize add this value while initializing. Okay, so let me add something value like cities. Okay, let me add country. I can add Delhi, and then let me add one more, Kruger. Okay, so I have added 3 cities here, and now I will use loop on this list. For so now we have to provide the type of the list. So our type is string, and here we need to provide a variable which loops, like let me name it anything. So here I will name this SR, and then we have to provide list of list, like to for which we have to loop in. Okay, so here we provide the strings because this list of data list, this list is of type string. Okay, and this is a variable. In this variable we will have all the data of this particular list at a particular record. Okay, so we have this 3 records, and it will run 3 times, and for each time we have data in this variable which we have defined here. Okay, so let me write here like okay, I am just writing the current city which the loop has, and I will write S1. That's it. So just save the code. It's saving. Yes. So we have a list of 3 records which is of string type, and then we are iterating over the list, and we are writing the string name. Okay. So let's test it. So let me comment this one. So we don't see the traditional one, and save it. Control E, and simply execute it. And now you can see it's iterates over the list, and the first it iterates over Kanpur, then it's Delhi, and then last it's Gurgaon. Okay, so in this way you can iterate over the list of strings or anything like you can iterate over a list of integers or some s objects or even on the set. Okay, so for set also it works like the same. Okay. Now let's look for the last one which we have here for the for loop is the SQL for the loops. So you can simply loop over the SQL results. Okay, so here you can see we have defined the SQL here. So you can write this for loop in a two ways. So let me show you. First we will discuss about this, and then I will show you another way. Okay, so here what is like we are SQL we are querying on a account objects, and now whatever the record it has, like suppose we finds 10 records, and for each record this loop will run. Okay, so let's see how we can use this SQL for the loops. So we will simply use for statement, and I will also use the account as object, account object. So I will use account type here, count ACC. I will name the variable name as ACC, and now here I can simply specify the SQL statement. So I will use select ID, name, phone from account. Okay, and because I can have multiple data, so I will limit the data here, limit 5, and then I will use system.debug current account name. Okay, and ACC is a type like it's account object, so it can have multiple. So if you simply write this account, so it will display all these fields like ID, name, and phone. And if you want to display simply a specific field, you can use dot operator here. And just now let's save it. Yeah, so this is like how it's done. Let me comment out this first of all. So we will don't have this. Okay, so let's save it and let's run it. Yeah, so you can see we have this account name which we have used here. Let me cancel this. Yeah. So I have just acquired 5 accounts only, and here you can see we have 5 records here: Edge Communications, then we have Textile Corporation of America, Pyramid Construction, Dickinson PLCs, and Grand Hotels. Okay, so in this way you can use query statements here. The same thing you can also do in a different way, rather than writing this SQL statement directly inside the loop. You can also write this uh, before loop. Okay, so let me here, so let me define the list of account here, and I will use this account data equals to, and then I will write a query here. uh Let me don't use where, and I will use limit depth. Okay, so I have fetched this data here, and in a similar way I can simply replace this as this. Okay, this is same how we have done earlier. You can either specify this query inside the loop, or you can use directly like fetch the query data and assign to a list of accounts and use that specific list here, like similarly which we have used here. So here we have written like a list of string, and here we have a list of account data. So let's run this and also test this. And now you can see we have 5 or 10 accounts here. Okay, So in this way, you can use like for loops in a different way based on a different requirement. So we have this traditional for each, and then we have also SQL loops. So this is a like widely used in, usually we use this type of loop because we usually deals with the objects. So that's why this is widely used if we compare with these ones, traditional ones. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we have covered all things like all the types of loops in Apex now. Okay, so that's it in this video. We will see you in next video. Till then, take care and bye bye.